Hey,
Hey
girl.
girl.
Hey.
Hey girl. Hey. How you
What up,
doing?
y'all?
It's another Saturday morning, and we are
Yes, it is.
back. The Hey Girl Hey podcast on Urban Media today. I'm your radio chick, Kiki Brown. Can't forget that part because we totally went
No,
in last
we
week.
did. Yeah, we did. We so
Yes.
forgot it.
And I am
Mhm.
the chatter chick, LaShawn Tipton.
I'm y'all millennial, Jerry Tipton.
She adds a lot more L's on it
Millennial.
every week. It's
I like
more.
millennial. Yeah.
Yeah. All right, so this is the first time you're listening to the Hey Girl Hey podcast. And basically, we have sometimes we'll have 3/4, or we'll have a half, and then we'll have 2/4. Or today we're going back to 4/4 and just try because so much happened this week, and to cram it all into 1 hour, it's just going to be way too much. It's all over the place, but
We just gonna
um,
flow.
yeah, we definitely have to have a flow. I don't know if you all watched the Democratic National Convention.
I
Did you
missed.
watch? I did. I'm not even going to ask Jerry.
I
LaShawn, did
missed
you
it. I'm
watch it?
sorry.
Yeah. Well, you know it. I kind of I'm all excited for things like that, but being the way my sleep pattern is, sometimes I nod off. And so
Yeah.
I get the most of it, like when I watch the news in the morning. I get to
Right,
hear the segments that I'm like, oh, okay, that
right.
was good. That was good. So yeah, I have watched it, just not at the times that they have selected for it to be on.
And Jerry, you said you did not watch it.
No, I missed it.
So first thing, my findings on it, because I watched it. I've been
Okay.
really involved in this whole
Yeah.
process.
Yeah, it's
Are we
serious.
keeping people up at your crib? I'm just saying.
uh, that's my plumber.
Yeah. Came
My
to
Your
fix the
plumber
plumber.
sink.
came to fix the
Okay.
sink. Anyway,
Uh-uh. Mhm.
refrain from making noise over there, Mr. Plumber. Thank
Yeah.
you.
Ladies.
ladies. So what I took away from it was, first off, I was wondering why they were still voting, like the delegates were still voting for Bernie Sanders, because I thought he had dropped out.
Right.
Excuse me. But I know that there were still a percentage of those delegate states that wanted him on the ticket. And so you would hear like Maryland has 2 votes for Bernie Sanders and 85 votes for Joe Biden.
Joe Biden.
And I was like, why is and then even when what was Bernie Sanders is from Connecticut, right?
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
So even when it was Connecticut, Bernie Sanders was standing right there with his wife.
Mm-hmm.
And he was standing there with his wife, and they were like, and we have 2 votes for Bernie Sanders. I was like, ooh, don't that feel kind of awkward to know that some people voted 2 votes for
Just
you?
two. Yeah.
But
Yeah,
I
yeah.
understood. I got that part. And then Joe Biden's acceptance speech, and I was able to watch Jill Biden, his wife talk. I was able to watch that. Sorry about that. And Kamala Harris, who I've heard controversy when it comes to a woman who's running for office. I've heard about the controversy. This is ridiculous now, because now it's
Hmm.
just like, well, we don't know if she's black.
Who's saying that?
So
Yeah.
earlier this week, one of my
I don't know if
coworkers
she's
asked me
black.
if I watch Fox News. Like, why do I watch
Oh,
Fox News? So he had mentioned one of the reporters are questioning her ethnic background because her mother is Indian
Indian and her
Right.
father's
and
Jamaican.
her father's Jamaican, but her father's not African, so she's not black.
Yes,
Hmm.
he's
I was
Jamaican.
like,
It's black.
but
Who
Trevor
distinguishes it between
Noah,
black?
oh my gosh, Trevor Noah went in, and Trevor Noah was just like, so is she
That's my boy.
not black enough to run for president? Is she black enough to run for president, but not black enough to sit at the counter? Because if she sat at the
Hmm.
counter, she would still be considered black, and she would be
She
told to
would.
leave. She would still be
Absolutely.
told to sit in the back of the bus. She would still be saying, she would still be told to she can't drink from the white fountain,
Right.
and she would have to drink from the colored
Right.
fountain. And so it's just like, are we pulling things out of our asses just to say
Fox
this
News
woman
is, if
is
you put that on
so
there.
qualified.
Yeah, they are.
These people are, when I was listening to their speeches, I was like, wow, it felt good to hear actual educated politicians who know what the hell they're talking about.
What they're talking about, right?
The only bad thing, and I don't want to say it's a bad thing, but I was just like, I was kind of, and forgive me for saying it, I was over the hope conversation. I was like, we did hope. We did hope.
Yeah.
Can we just need to keep it 100. Look, we got this crazy man up in the White House. We got people dying. We don't have no health insurance. People losing their jobs. We got rich people getting richer. We got black people getting killed in the street from police officers. We need y'all to vote. Forget the hope talk. Forget the kumbaya singing. Just keep it 100 and just be like, look, it's serious outside. I'm scared.
Right. I
don't know. I was hoping that you all had watched it, but I guess
I did.
Yeah. You know what? And I had put it on for a second, but I was starting to fall asleep. I'm like, I got to get up for work in the morning. This is too long. So I'm like,
President Obama had a message for you, Jerry.
Me?
Yes,
I missed
for
that.
your generation. He was like, you guys are the game changers.
We
you
are.
You guys are the ones that are out in the trenches. We need to lean on you. We need you.
Right.
And here you are like this.
I feel so bad. Like, oh my God, I really, it is a crucial time right now. And yes, the younger generation like myself, it will have a big impact on this election. So it is super important for everyone to vote, especially people, like I said, in my generation as well. So I agree. Absolutely.
See how we be relying on millennials now on some damn YouTube and iTunes.
I'm
paying no attention. Making TikTok videos.
Right. You know, I mean, the thing about videos. Y'all stay straight TikTok. I'm like,
yeah. That's
like,
TikTok.
what is this? And everything's a music video or whatever. But
or dance. Yeah,
it's not a dance off. This is life.
Yo,
this is life.
Hey,
I'm at a.
That should be the slogan for Joe Biden. This is not a dance off. This is life. This ain't TikTok. It's not a reality show. This is not The Apprentice.
Yeah.
I
met a young man. He was like 21, 22, and he said he's not registered to vote. So I was like, okay, well, I send him the link. I send him the link. But even though if you didn't watch the convention the other night, this is social media.
Yeah,
you can go on social media and watch any of the speeches. You don't have to watch them all. You can watch, and just to get a feel of what's going on. But everyone's in tune to everything except for what really matters.
Right.
And we do this whole thing, Black Lives Matter and Black Lives Matter. We're in tune to that. But if we don't change laws, all that fighting, Black lives really didn't matter.
No.
It really doesn't matter, because if you're not changing the laws, if you're not being instrumental in getting these people out of office, then you just said you did all that marching, and the only thing that should hurt is your feet, because your heart wasn't in it. So it's just much. It's I hear all this stuff, and I hear from young people, like here in Pittsburgh. You're sitting outside the mayor's house, asking for change, but your change comes when, if you don't like what he's saying, you can vote the mayor out. You can vote somebody else in. That somebody in that crowd could have been the next person that you could have voted in, but you march, but you don't do the work.
Right.
That's crazy. And then another thing, I just wanted to go back to the Kamala Harris and people judging her because of her. Is she Black or is she not Black? That is so offensive.
Yeah,
that is so offensive for people to ask the question, and for Black people, for us to sit here and say, well, is she Black? We don't know if she's Black, as if we just got dropped off the boat from Africa when we just came from Homewood.
What does it matter? She's qualified.
It doesn't.
Right.
It doesn't matter.
right, for us to question another person's blackness, because a little bit of black, even if she's from, as if, you know, her father's Jamaican, that's black. That's a,
yeah.
Let me tell you something. Half her father who left her and her mother and her sister when she was young, she says like 3 or 5 or something like that. But have his Jamaican behind walk up into a Jim Crow state and try and sit down. Do you know what I'm saying? Sit down at a counter back in the 50s.
Her Indian mother couldn't sit at that counter.
Your mom couldn't.
Yeah.
She's not white.
Yeah.
No,
So
right. She's not white. For sure.
She's a minority.
Black.
She's a minority. Black. So next question.
She's black.
She wasn't born here. It's like, we really just gotta, we just can't, we're can't
doing
think
what
of
Trump
anything.
did to Obama. When Obama was running, Trump said, let me see his papers. Now there's people out there, we're being Trumpsters now, and we're asking for papers and we're asking questions.
They're getting it back. He's getting it back because he's been trying to hide his taxes, and a judge ordered that the investigation can resume, that they can look at his taxes because they want to see if he paid off the women in the sexual assault cases. So, I guess the true saying is, what you do in the light, what you do in the dark,
come out in the dark. Light. Yeah.
And I think that it's happening. And I know we're not a political platform, but this was one of the hot topics that happened this week.
Yeah. For sure.
And Jerry
crazy. And I missed it. And
Jerry missed it.
So mad.
But I
can watch it on YouTube. It's on YouTube.
You sure can.
I'm gonna watch it
YouTube.
on YouTube.
Go back and watch it. And that's
because I'm gonna write about him.
I sent you a link on CNN's United Shades. And what's so funny is I love when we do a group text. When we do a group text, you don't hear from LaShawn for a minute because she's so booked and busy. But Jerry be like, what happened?
I was like, what is
like 3 days later.
No, it was the next day. I was asleep.
It was the next day. I said it's a show. It's really good. And we'll talk about the last week's episode, reparations, because this is something that a lot of your generation, Jerry, that have been talking about it, because it's like, we're reading so many of these books on slavery and how we're comparing the slavery of yesterday to the slavery of today, and saying, we need to be recouped for all the pain and suffering that our ancestors endured. And so now reparations is in a discussion. And even now in the 2020 election, we're talking about reparations. And I was just like, what? And I have been glued to CNN, and I've been tweeting Kamal Bell.
Kamal Bell.
That's his name.
I love Kamal Bell. Yep.
Where did he come from? Like, I've invited him on the show. We'll see if he has time, because he too is booked and busy.
Oh yeah, Kamal Bell's been around. He's been on CNN. He's had that.
Yeah.
He had that show. He was I think he might. I can't even think of the stations, but he's always been like one of. He's a comedian. He's funny. He actually has a stand-up.
Hilarious.
He has a stand-up.
He's hilarious.
He's a very educated man.
If there is nothing on YouTube, if there is nothing on Netflix, if there is nothing on TV, you have to watch CNN's United Shades of America. And from the first episode, this man sat down with the KKK.
That's going to be on my list. I need a list of stuff to watch.
Serious. So we'll talk about that. We'll talk about that in the second half. But I didn't want to talk about this, and I think I sent you guys the link or the video about Lisa Ray.
Did you send the video?
I'm going to mute myself.
You're going to mute your. No, we need to hear from you, woman of a certain age.
Yeah.
Who celebrated her birthday this week.
Happy birthday!
Thank you. It was.
It's over. The birthday's over. So it's
no. I go the whole month.
See, she's that chick.
She does go a whole month.
Yeah, because I didn't get all my birthday things in. So,
she's that chick. We'll talk about your birthday.
I gotta get my dinners in, my lunches in, everything. Like
not once.
Thank you for all my friends that called me and wished me happy birthday. Even Facebook friends, because I don't know if they're not like really friends, but thank you. I don't know if they're friends, but whatever. Some of them, whatever. Thank you. And then the people that called me, text me,
You didn't thank me for the video I did. You didn't like it.
What video? Well, was it on Facebook?
Okay. I sent it to you, but it's cool. So we'll be right back. We're gonna talk about this.
I replied back to
We're
you
gonna
and
talk
said,
about
thank
this.
you, Kiki. I said I loved you and everything. You sent you a video didn't come.
I sent you a video.
I
did.
To me, Kiki, don't you do that.
It's
Let me-
okay. It's all
I'm
right.
She
looking
said
right-
I
I'm
sent
looking
you a
right
video.
That's
Let me
okay.
look right now. Because I
We're
said,
gonna talk
I
about. We're
said,
gonna talk
thank
about.
you, Kiki. I love you. Let me see.
Nope.
Mm.
Ma'am,
Oh, buddy.
ma'am, we gotta talk about Lisa Ray next.
I'm ready for this bullshit.
Come on. While she checks
Kiki,
her messages,
did you send? See, I
we
just,
gotta.
I-
Would you stop?
It
Genius.
says, "Happy
She's so sexy.
birthday, Bu. Love you." That's what it says. on here.
No, on the group, but we're not talking about that. Can we
Oh,
not?
go ahead. Go ahead. I'm gonna find it.
We're taking a break. We'll be right back. It's the Hey Girl Hey podcast on Urban Media today.